Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to another of my Part of Exile videos. Today I'll again show you loot from 100 map rounds, and this time I choose to run 100 shaped burial chambers. Burial chamber is one of the maps that can drop the Doctor Divination card, so after I covered Spider Forest in my previous videos, I decided to try this map as well, because what I'm basically trying to figure out is if it's possible to keep running these maps that can drop the Doctor over and over again without buying them, just if it's possible to sustain them just from drops, and if in theory it's possible to actually farm Headhunter from these divination cards without buying anything, which became a bit more relevant now when GGG decided to support solo self-found. So I just couldn't skip this map. But when I started this experiment, I kind of expected to be quite painful, especially compared to the Spider Forest, because from those few rounds of Burial Chamber I did before this, I just remember a large map that was kind of confused. All rounds took quite long. And after like first 5 rounds, I almost quitted this because the map felt kinda empty and very large. So I was just thinking, this is just not worth it, but because I had already all the maps rolled, I decided to stick to it, and I was trying to find out a way how to make them a bit better, because the amount of mobs wasn't lower than other maps, just because of the size of the map. They're scattered all around the map, and it really felt like a long time between like killing one pack and getting to the another. So I decided to invest some more currency this time and buy some sextants and do some of the Atlas shenanigans. I blocked some maps around the burial chamber. The burial chamber is here, and I realized that it's possible to reach the burial chamber from 3 wide maps. Walls of Azery counts as wide map, then from Wall Pyramid and Primordial Pool. Because I have Phantasmagoria map shaped, I couldn't get like a 4th one, but I actually think that now this wouldn't be possible to reach it from here anyway. You can see how far the sextant goes, and the reason why I shaped this one is that I wanted to block one mod the Primordial Pool can roll, but I'm not gonna talk about these things. There are multiple guides about these things on YouTube and on Reddit, so this is not what I want to do in this video. What I'm trying to say is that I ran every map with 3 sextant mods from the walls, Wall Pyramid and Primordial Pool. I wasn't using sextant on the burial chamber itself because I wanted to use only the apprentice cartographer sextant. Those are like 1 kills each, so that's 2.5 times less than like journeyman cartographer, and I wanted to keep the investment as low as possible while getting as many mods as possible. So this way I managed to get 3 mods per map with decent investment I was willing to do. All the maps were done with 20% quality. They're rare, and as I said, with 3 sextant mods. I did all the maps with my Bladeflower Berserker again, with 0% quantity or rarity on gear, and because, as I said, the map is quite large, the average time of a run was between like 4 and 5 minutes. Also, it heavily depends on breaches, so some runs are even longer when I got like 3 breaches, but without that I would say the average is like 4 to 5 minutes, as I said. Now the initial investment, as I said, chisels, that's 400, 100 alks, then around like 140 apprentice sextant, because some of the mods, even though I had quite a few blocked, I still had to re-roll a few, so that increased the amount needed to like 140, and I also had to re-roll a few maps especially because of reflect that I can't do. So that was like 30 kills, let's say, for rerolls. But if I realized earlier that I'm going to use sextants, I actually wouldn't reroll the reflect, because I would just use the cannot take reflect damage sextant mod for those maps, and I would save those kills. But I realized that too late, so I had to add the 30 kills to the overall investment. Everything added together and counted as chaos gave me like 400 chaos investment into these 100 rounds. Now, when we get to what I got back, I got quite a lot of things this time, but definitely more than usual because of the size of the map and all the sextant mods that I used. So the first tab here, just the lower orbs, nothing special here, just the overall value of all of this is like 135 chaos. Then we have the next tab. Here I have only essences and divination cards, map specific, and this is what I got from one diviner strongbox that I got. Here the map specific cards are her mask, so here I counted again a set for 1 chaos. I still didn't get a single midnight from all the her mask sets I got on camera during these experiments. At this point I'm maybe on like 50 sets and still not a single one, which is quite ridiculous, just saying. Then another is incantation. Again, it's possible to sell a perfect roll Whispering Eyes for something, but the chance to roll it is quite low, so I calculate that 1C per set. The Gambler, Call of the First Ones, again, card I really like, but it's worth basically nothing, less than 1 chaos per card. And then the last one, if you think that I got 5 doctor cards, you're wrong, because I actually didn't know that Primordial Burial Chamber can drop the soul card for Soul Taker. So I got 5 of those. I didn't get a single doctor this time, but this card surprised me, and when I think about solo self-found, this can be quite interesting. From 100 maps I got 5 of them, so let's say if you do 200 you can get Soul Taker, which can have some potential for solo self-found, especially in the next league, when GGG said something about the league being a lot about melee weapons. So this might be interesting. From the cards that I got from Diviner that are interesting, Chains That Bind and Ethereal. These are like 17 kills each. Quite ridiculous, but I just checked the price to surprise me, but it's true. And the rest really not worth much. I'll just quickly mouse over everything. This is like maximum around 1 chaos, the rest of these cards. But the overall value of this tab is like 95 chaos still. The next tab here are the more interesting currencies. What's worth mentioning, Regals. These Regals are from Regal Recipe. This time I got more amulets than usual. Again, most likely because of those sextant mobs. So I got 44 Regal sets, and 7 Gem Cutter Prisms are from Superior Gems. And again, I didn't keep a single Superior Gem because those gems with like 15 plus quality, but again, garbage as usual. So everything ended up as part of the recipe. From other things, I kept 2 Empower gems, still worth a little bit, and from 1 Ghosted mob I dropped the Midnight, so this is also calculated into the value of this tab. And the overall value of this tab is like 375 chaos. And it's even without any exalts or divines, because really I didn't get a single one this time. Next we will move to uniques. Again, more than usual, I have 2 full tabs of like useless uniques here. It's like 1 chaos maximum because it's just garbage or just bad roll. Plus here I have some more These are still considered bad, and here I have maps that, or unique maps, I always put those aside. I drop one of the Agnerod staves, plus I dropped shafts this time. I have this unidentified, and I think I'm gonna keep it. I don't even want to identify it. I calculated the price at like around 170 chaos, which is the usual price now for shafts. So the uniques here are worth like 205 chaos together, and again saying I didn't count any of these, so it's really just what you see here. So that's uniques, and the last part, what I calculated into the final profit from the maps are or runs are the maps that dropped. Here are the lower tiers. Again, there is always a gap in between tiers. So tier 6, here starts tier 7, this is where tier 8 starts, and here starts tier 9. I already traded some tier 6 into tier 7 because they wouldn't fit into one tab and they really are worth nothing. So just saying. I didn't calculate the value of these maps because just not worth it. Here are the more interesting maps. Here are all the burial chambers, because right now that's all that can drop as tier 10. Together this is I think 80 of them, and I calculated the value as a half chaos each. For tier 10, good tier 10, you can now get like 1 chaos when you think about dunes or shaped mesa. So I couldn't say it's 1 chaos because it's tier 10, so I counted them as half chaos. I think it would be possible to get that for them. And then Shaped Spider Forest as the only tier 11 I can get, and Vault as the only tier 12. I counted these in 2.5 chaos each, both tier 11 and tier 12. I think I would be able to get more, but I didn't want to like say too much because I'm not sure. So 2.5 chaos for both Spider Forest and Vault. Together, this tab, and here I have 2 more Spider Forest. This was 205 chaos. Plus, as usual, I got some sorcerer boots. This time again more than usual, and leather belts. Again, I underestimated the amount that I would get, so I had to add 1 tab here for Headhunter or Skyford chancing. Headhunter I'm gonna do separately, but we're gonna try to chance Skyford at the end of this video as usual. So what did I get back from this when we add all the numbers together? It's like 1015 chaos worth of items and currency. So with the investment of 400 chaos, it's not bad, like 2.5 times what I invested, but in that is almost 200 chaos, those shafts, so you can't rely on that dropping every time, but even without it, it would be like an 800 chaos, so the returns from burial chambers are like twice the investment, which is the same as the other maps that I tried. So it again comes to the simple thing: do you drop one of those really rare uniques, or do you drop Headhunter if you get the extra value? The map, I'd say it's actually much better than I expected. Once I used all the sextants, suddenly I didn't feel like lonely on the map, and especially the underground parts of the maps were really crowded, so in the end it was actually quite enjoyable running them. Of course, it's not like running strands or running dunes, just saying. So now when we have all these things covered, I'll quickly grab, where is it? Here. I'll quickly grab, how many do we need? 100 should be enough. Chance orbs, and we will try all the sorcerer boots in case we get lucky. It would be nice. Didn't get Headhunter, so it'd be nice to get Skyford this time. And by saying didn't get Headhunter, I of course means I didn't get the Doctor. Come on, come on. Nope. Well, kinda expected that. So we are done with this video. Next time, I actually don't know yet what I'm gonna do next time. I'll have to check the atlas, but well, in the end of this video, you'll see some of the highlights. Don't have too much this time, just shafts and diviners, but you will have it. So, as usual, I hope that you like this video, that you're gonna join me for the next one again, and until then, have a good time. Bye bye.